So there does allegedly seem to be some conspiring. Allegedly, it seems like there's some Jay-Z in there, pause. There's some Charlemagne. There's allegedly the lawyer Chris Brown, allegedly Josh Weber, allegedly Claudia Jordan, who testified on their behalf and said I wasn't the director. Different states, so many people benefited from it. They're even trying to make a documentary about it. They've tried to have allegedly people reach out to me. This is allegedly Chris Brown and the Weber and the Muddy Waters, that whole crew, and try to make a documentary about this whole thing and act like I would be down with it. And then all of a sudden, they send a letter to a judge saying that someone should sell life rights, even though anyone could talk about my life for free. Just so I
Yeah.
guess they could bait me into talking ridiculous in public. And then Charlemagne amplifies it to try to aggravate me or bait me into saying something that could potentially cause another gray area. It just all seems too obvious, the alleged conspiracy and all the people that are involved. It
For
allegedly
sure.
sounds Rico-ish to me, but they just need to leave me the fuck alone. Like, let me work, let me be creative. We're here at the CEO Country Club, and I have, a hit record out right now, Cheap Teeth, a hit TV show, OG Stories on BET, Paramount, and, I think they're just trying to distract everyone from my success. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why it's so important to them that I look minimized. I don't know why it's so important for 20 years to, because let me ask you a question. When's the first time you heard I was broke?
I always say the Breakfast Club, when you first went on there, but the first time that was a pretty big seminal moment for hip hop media, by
How
the
long
way.
ago was that?
That was like 10 years ago or something
So
like
let's
that.
just say 10
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
Would it be a shocking headline that I'm broke 10 years later, every single day for 10 years, for people to say I'm broke? Why would they continue to act like that's a headline? Why 10 years later are we still talking about me being broke?
Well, you have a powerful voice, and it's cool to if you broke, you have no power, especially in the medium that values materialism like hip hop.
But for 10 years, though, is what my question is.
Yeah,
Why?
to rob you of your power.
So that
Right.
must mean I must be pretty powerful if every year they feel the need to put up the same narrative, even though it shouldn't. Every time you see the headline, does it shock you? Is it something that makes you say, oh shit, he's broke? Or aren't you like, I've heard this shit for the last 10 years. Why is this a headline? That's my point. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't bother me. I'm just curious to know why that is such a big narrative for 10 years for them, especially when things, and not to amplify the things that are doing well.
I don't know. As someone who does content, even like you being able to do interviews like this in your own place is kind of really trend setting to me. Because I know a lot of times people don't have the space. You got to set it up. You got to have them like drive there and all that. And you have a really nice spot. So
All
I
over
don't
the
get the
country.
impression you're broke.
Pause.
Yeah.
Nice spots. It just happens I'm here. But
Okay.
also, I've always, this not new. I've always had a building since DD1, since 2005. This is 20 years ago. So you know about DD 172 and the big building, the art galleries I've had on in 2005, right? You know about that, right?
Yeah. In New York, right?
Yeah.
And
That was
yeah.
20 years ago. I've never not had any. I've always had a building to be creative in since I left Rockefeller, and that's always been projected or perceived as broke because it's independent and not funded by the devil. But it's the devil that
Yeah.
continues to say this narrative for some reason because they don't want it to look good in heaven. I'm in heaven. They're in hell.